Welcome back, Mr. X Foxodon. We just saw Elevate get by 3s up in a game number 5, Fox. Currently, we're jumping into a semifinal matchup. It's going to be Orbit going up against ISO here. It's going to be Orbit playing with Fears instead of Vicento. Vicento over at Gfinity playing with Epsilon this weekend. And it's going to be ISO with their full lineup.
Yep, I've been watching a bit of the game so far. I can give you a little bit of a rundown as to why, well, it was very close up until the last hard point, but Happy and Lawless are really keeping Orbit in the game right now. They've been slaying so very well outside and around the hill and everything. And on the other side, Lethal was a huge part of the reason that they got so much time on the last hill, finally coming to life, putting some kills on the board. He's been going negative this whole time, but he really stepped up his game once we got to that first bar hill. And so I think we're up to it for a really close match here. I don't think that we're going to see this be a one-sided victory in terms of ISO. I think that Orbit can easily bring it back and make it close again, especially with how well they're holding down this hard point right here.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, though. I feel like Orbit loses a lot with Vicento not in the lineup. Vicento, great leader, fantastic player. I think they lose a lot with him not being there. I think Lawless probably takes over some of the leadership roles, the shot calling roles. I think Fear's very talented player. Haven't seen him play in a very long time, though, so going to be interesting to see how he fares in this series against an ISO team that, you know, they've had some great runs in the 2Ks and 5Ks recently.
Oh, for sure. And then with Dito leading the charge, this is a very strong team. Dito's already surrounding this next hard point here, and he's got some, he's holding down some great lanes with his Val. As you can see, he picks up the nice two-piece, and as he should, because the spot that he was in was perfect for it. Spots this play around the corner, stun, misses some shots, and gets turned on. But, still, you got to hype up Dito. He's had a phenomenal game so far.
Dito's had a fantastic run in the last few weeks. I would not be shocked if, Season 3, Dito finds himself on a Pro League team. I think Dito is definitely a player who, even in the past Call of Duties we've seen, fantastic player, it's a great shot, great slayer. Just needs to work on that mental game a bit. I think it's starting to all come together for him. I think he could be a fantastic player as we get towards Black Ops 3. I mean, Black Ops 2, he was a very good player. I think going into that game, we're going to see lots of teams go after Dito.
Certainly deserves a spot on a nice Season 3 team, and we could definitely see that. Dito, just the past couple players that he's been playing with, I just see that he seems out of their league almost. He's just such a strong player, and he's so smart and just quick-witted, and he reacts to everything the way he should. Like, he hasn't stopped shooting anything. He's either reloading or he's shooting in this game. That's what you're just gonna see over and over again. Dito just knows where these Orbit players are at. Right,
we had him on the ESR a few weeks ago, and he's extremely excited about this ISO team from the fact that he's able to kind of, mold them into the players that he would like. And I think he likes this extra leadership role. And they're doing a phenomenal job right now against Orbit, currently up 151 to 101, up by 50+ points now at this moment in time. Dito really leading his team by a lot and slaying 33 kills, 22 deaths, highest other slayer on the team, 22 kills. I mean, in the room, the only one putting up numbers comparable is Happy. I think Fears really needs to come alive for Orbit if they're going to come back in this game. Right now, with an AR, 16-24, not going to cut it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if Fears needs to come back just the same way that Lethal did. Lethal was going super negative, and now he's 23-23 with 9 captures. He, like I said, on that bar hardpoint, which they were on just before we came back, that's where Lethal's KD started to turn around, and that's also when they started to pick up the lead.
Yeah, no, 100%. Once they started to rack up those kills, that's when you saw the lead really start to grow. You see Havoc picking up 1, Dito with another in the kill feed, Dito with a 3rd in the kill feed. Havoc, though, on a 3 streak. We're going to be on board with him in the hill. He's going to have 1 player jump in, able to take him out. Going to have another player coming from his side, not able to win that engagement, but still, nobody really contesting this hill for this Orbit squad. I mean, they're just kind of jumping in now at random, not really trying to get any good time. Dito in the hill for ISO, able to take 1 player out. Trying to challenge just the players from Orbit. It's going to be Lawless and Happy in the hill, but still 8 seconds left. Not enough time. Looks like they're going to have to rotate.
Right, and here in this situation, you want to kind of, the reason it just kept going back and forth and no one was really getting any sort of substantial time there was because no one was pushing for spawns. All 4 players were spawning very close and just kept coming in wave after wave after wave, and it was just being contested so much. So Orbit, in that situation, really did just come out on top because they had the lead the whole time, so it didn't make a difference. They could just keep contesting and keep flooding. I mean, not Orbit. I meant to say ISO. ISO. They came out on top because they just keep flooding over and over again. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, they're just doing a nice job, just outslaying them, to be quite honest. Haven't really done anything special. Just did a nice job killing the opponents. And we see some smokes coming out. try and find.
Gotta wonder if anyone's going to actually use that to their advantage. It seems like they're just more of a nuisance to both teams and really helping any player out individually. I mean, blocking off those long lines of sight that can be given to people on this hard point is smart. I just want to know, like, if someone's going to pull out an MLG or something, an MLG thermal, that could help them out a lot in this situation as well.
So it was Lamagod bringing out the smokes. Nobody using thermal from ISO. So
No.
quite odd.
Yeah, it is odd, and I think that would definitely be a good idea to capitalize on that by using a thermal MLG or something like that. But I think that Llama was just trying to cut off those long range lines of sight that teams usually like to take control of when they're pushing for that hard point. So it worked out for them. They got like what 20 seconds on that hill, and they're moving on to the next one. This game is mathematically over. ISO's going to take it.
Right, the game's mathematically over, but still, ISO's going to play it all the way out until the end. Havoc picking up a nice two-piece in the hill, going to start shooting some bodies, going to teabag Happy. Happy with 41 kills, though. Doesn't have anything to be sad about. He can still maintain his happiness. 43 kills. Really the only one who showed up for this Orbit team. Accuracy had a pretty good game. 32 and 37, 13 caps. Fears he's going to leave the game. He doesn't want us to read off his stats. Let's see if Dito gets 40. 50, I mean. Nope, doesn't look like he's going to have enough time. And
yeah,
that...
not Justin.
Yeah, no, not enough time there, Fox.
Yeah, not enough time there at all. We saw ISO play it so strong after that bar hard point. Just everybody picked it up, stepped it up. Dito was consistent throughout the entire map, picking up some amazing balcos, playing really aggressively on the hard point. He wasn't just sitting back, it's not really his play style. He wasn't playing like, maybe Clayster or Formal would in a hard point, even though they can pick up some huge numbers with their play style. I'm saying that a lot of Dito's kills, he was in the face of the enemy. He was right there. No matter if he was going up against a sub or what, he was either shooting or he was reloading. There wasn't a whole bunch of sprinting around or being lost. He just knew.
Yeah, Dito with a fantastic game in game number 1. ISO takes a 1-map lead up against Orbit. When we come back from this quick commercial break, we'll take a look in of Elevate versus FaZe and also continue in this series of game number 2.